Today I'm looking at some rare footage from Apollo 12. This footage is not only rare, but also extremely revealing, as we're about to see. Bear with me. So I've got two clips. Both involve the LEM, and both are rather revealing to say the least. The first clip shows the LEM supposedly descending, filmed from the lunar orbiter. In this clip, as we're about to see in a minute, we get scale issues. The special effects department kind of made a bit of a boo-boo as regards the size of the spacecraft and of course the size of the moon. And of course as a result of that, kind of give the game away. And then in the second clip, if that wasn't bad enough, and of course we know they used models back in the early days of NASA to sell this silly lie. But in the second clip of the same supposed spacecraft here, as it's returned from the moon and has come back to dock with the orbiter, we have a model malfunction. Really a bad mission, this Apollo 12. I can't believe I didn't catch these two before. Now I've seen the model malfunction before. I don't know if it was the same mission, but this extra footage we're going to see here with the scale issues as the LEM supposedly descends to the moon. I just love this old footage. So let's have a look. No sound. As with a lot of these old NASA tapes, you can see the size of the craft, the scale issue in relation to the size of the moon. Ridiculous. Really, really bad scaling there, guys. Like I said, we know they use models. Been caught out many times. Of course, I use the brand name Airfix because it's a British thing from back in the 70s, just to mock it really, because they weren't exactly great models anyway, and neither are NASA stuff. And we're going to see in a minute this model malfunction as it supposedly returns to them from the moon. But as we can see, before it's even got there, it's got scale issues. This stuff has aged terribly. Bear with me. If you thought that was bad with the scale issues of the model in relation to the moon of the first clip, wait till you see the second clip here. This is the LEM, same craft, supposedly returning from the moon here. Problem is, as it gets close to the so-called lunar orbiter, it has a bit of a model malfunction. And the satellite, as we can see bottom right, I pointed out here with the arrow, breaks. Either the super glue or the sticky tape holding this model together breaks under pantomime-like conditions. So let's have a look. Like I say, pay particular attention, bottom right, to the satellite. It's going to snap, break, as we have a model malfunction. Get ready. Whoops. And again. Oops. So if it's as if the scale issues weren't bad enough in relation to the model LEM supposedly landed on the moon. Like I said, the craft was gigantic in comparison to the moon. If that wasn't bad enough, and if the footage wasn't bad enough for itself, then we've only got to look at this craft when it's supposedly returned. It has a model malfunction. Who would have thought? One last time. Here it comes. Clearly ridiculous. You gotta love the fact we can look back at all this moon landing footage and now use it as evidence to highlight how ridiculous space is. Spacecraft totally out of whack as far as scale relation to the moon, and models malfunctioning when they're supposedly docking with spacecrafts. Dear oh dear.